Hello everybody, it's Ford Productions here, and welcome to Prison Architect. Now, this is a game. Now, I wanted to do a different recording for today's video, but unfortunately I was not able to get the game I wanted to get, and then the recording I tried to do corrupted it, so we're going to be starting this, a new series on Prison Architect, which is a very good game where you basically build and run and manage a prison. So we're going to create a new prison, and if you look on here, I have all this I have a lot of stuff. Now, there's a lot of stuff you can have. You have failure conditions, which is an extra challenge you will be able to sack and game will be over. So we're going to take those off. We're actually going to take all of this off. We could have unlimited funds on. Put gangs on for realism, and we're going to go a medium actually, no, we're going to go a small prison for now. Because we want to start off small. So I hope, if you guys like this series, give it a like in the comments. Or in the comments. Give it a like, and maybe in the comments tell me whether you want me to continue the series or what you want me to play in the next video, and then maybe I can do that. Anyways, forward. Okay. So as you can see, I'll read the CEO's letter. Dear Sir/Madam, congratulations on completing the basic introduction, which I did not do, because I've done it before. You are a fully qualified prison architect, so you'll be designing, building, running your own prison, starting, but nothing is plot. Doesn't matter. Okay. So since we're on a budget, we want to get a basic detention center. So for that, I want to get, it's a pretty small prison, and fence is relatively cheap. It's about $3 every block, and I want to put it all around the prison. So it's going to cost a few hundred, but in the end it's going to actually make this whole running a prison thing much easier. And then building these basic detention center things will be pretty easy. So we'll speed up the time. So usually if I'm having fun with some of this stuff, I'll just do unlimited funds, which basically means you can do no wrong, and you can just build this massive prison. But when you're playing with, playing like a regular person would in this game, yeah, you have limited funds, and you can't, because look at this. You have how much each piece of fence is costing, so I'm spending almost $1,000 on fence. And it's just this fence. I mean, the graphics in this game aren't like the best graphics ever, and they're not certainly impressive by any means, but this is a fun little game. I fell in love with it, like the first time I saw, I think it was Sips play it on his YouTube channel. I fell in love with the game, honestly. It's a really fun game, and this mouse is always here. There's never like a special cursor. And then you have like foundations, you have materials, which you can use walls and floors, and you can do tunnels. There's rooms you can make, the objects, which are doors and TVs and other things. You have staff you can hire. You have your utilities, which I'll do after I'm done building the fence here. And oh, I almost forgot. I probably should go to my intake and turn intake off for now. And the reason I do that right away is because I want to get my prison going before I absolutely go ape on getting prisoners. Okay, so the fence is finished. Now we need to... Okay, sorry, that was on my leg. Okay, so now we need to build a basic detention center. So we need to build a holding cell, which doesn't have to be huge, which is cheaper by the thing. So they're both the same price. I think we'll go concrete in this one. And it should be generally near the entrance. We're going to go maybe that's a 10. That's maybe 10 by 15. Yeah, it's only 1,500, so it shouldn't cost that much. So if you want to go pick up this game on Steam, I don't remember how much it was. It wasn't highly expensive. I'll put a link in the description below so you can go check it out and decide if you want to buy it. I would highly recommend buying it. It's a great game. Alright, so then we'll put a door there. This is kind of one of the more quote-unquote boring kind of games, one of the slower paced games that I actually could do a video series on because it's so much fun to play. Alright, so that's good. Now they're going to go and install those lights, and those do cost money as well. So by the daily cash flow, if you have more staff, your daily cash flow goes down, If you have more prisoners, that goes up. So it's kind of a balancing act, really. You can't have too many staff, but you can't have too many prisoners because, yeah, there's a balancing act. So for that, I'm going to get my little power generation room right here. And it doesn't have to be huge, but just big enough so I could make something out of it. So maybe something like this. I don't want it to be there. That's what to do. We're right behind the holding cell here. And it's a small prison, so we're going to put the yard right here and do everything up here. Then we're going to put 4 cell blocks right down in the bottom. And as the game progresses, you can actually buy land expansions if you have the money. And, yeah. So, this will go, the generic, like, building of buildings and getting prisoners in will go generally fast. Considering. Now you want to go to your utilities, you want to do your thing, your water thing, and then your capacitors. Now these are $1,000 a piece. Now for beginnings, I wouldn't recommend anything huge. Like I said, you don't have to run the wire to every single one. I just prefer it. So the more capacitors you add, the more levels it'll add. So right away, you don't really need a ton of power. Expand it as you will, because they're $1,000 a piece, so they're a little expensive to start off with. Now you go to your rooms and you do your holding cell, and you drag it to the area which is your holding cell, and it'll give you what is required to have a holding cell. So you need toilets, which I will put 3 here, and you need a bench, a few benches. And I think a phone booth would do here in the corner. Okay, so that's a holding cell now. We got that done. And we'll get $10,000 pre and post the completion of the basic detention center. Alright, so then we'll go to our utilities. So one thing that prisoners can do is that if they have a big pipe below their toilets or showers, they can escape. So I usually put big pipe all the way until there, then I just put small pipe. So it's good water pressure. Alright, so holding cell is done. Next, we need a shower room. So the shower room generally doesn't have to be anything spectacular. I've done decent shower rooms because it's kind of hard to put it somewhere where it's not really in the way. So I think I'll put it, since all the cells, I'll put it in the corner here. I could put it inside one of the cell blocks. But I do like to have a separate shower building. And we're going to go with brick, and we're going to put it right up in the top corner here. And I don't want to have something really huge. Ugh. But we do need to have a decent sized shower room, so we'll do that. And if we really want to, later, once we unlock, so we can get 2, but there's none here well, actually no, we could get 2 there. So we can work on that at the same time. So later in the game, you can get loans from the bank, and you can sell, like, stock, like, part of your prison. Sorry, I'm adjusting the monitor right now. I can't see it because, like I said, okay. So I forgot to mention that this is one of the very few videos that I'll do without face cam. So yeah. Anyways, back onto the game. So you can get like loans from the bank. Then you have to pay that off, and the game has actually much more depth to it than I would have ever thought, because you have to do so much. All right. So for shower room. Of course, we're going to put power in each one of these rooms, but it's not like it's super important in the beginning. So basically, we're just going to line the shower heads right here, and then the drains are going to be one out. One right there. And then I'm going to have them lining this side. It's expensive. Really, it is. Okay. So it's basically complete. You don't really need electricity right away, but I'm gonna have to put it there anyway. So it's gonna be both water and power in the same place. let's only go the minimal expansion we absolutely have to. Then we have to go big pipe about here up over this electrical pipe. Because they can't escape through shower heads, so I guess giving them a large pipe really isn't that horrible. Really good water pressure. Keep your prisoners happy. Good showers. So those utilities will be done. Like it says, it shows what the cash flow and what you're spending on drainage. I'm pointing at the screen. I don't know why I am. And then trucks will line up and drop off for supplies. So I forgot, how many workers do I have? I have 8 workmen. As you see, that goes down. I'm going to hire 10 workmen just to speed up the process just a tiny bit. And then in between the shower room and the holding cell, kind of right in this area-ish, I'll build the yard and the canteen and kitchen. And then I'll hire at least 2 guards and cooks. Too many cooks. Sorry, I had to make that joke. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. If you like I said, if you like the series, please give it a like and tell me if you want me to continue or not. Because I thoroughly enjoy playing this game off camera, on camera. It's a great game to play pretty much any time. Oh, I probably should save, shouldn't I? What should I call this prison? Let's think now. Let's just brainstorm an idea. Let's just think. I do have a mod, so I got some like Stalag 13 from like Hogan's Heroes, which is love that show. Okay, for now I'm gonna name it YouTube Prison. YouTube Prison. But if you guys are interested in naming something else, yeah, I can't talk. In the comments, put your suggested name for the prison, and I will resave it as that prison, which one I think is the best. So do that, please, so I can get some good names. Speed this up. And the guy unloads the supplies trucks, and the workers go to work. I do like to go into the utilities view just to see how close they are to actually finishing it. As you can see, the water pressure is excellent at the very beginning. Sometimes if you have a really large prison, like if I'm doing an unlimited funds kind of fun let's play, which I will be doing if I can make this let's play successful, in the sense that like I achieve that my prison's running very smoothly, then I'll move on to what I like to call the what I'll do like a fun let's play, unlimited funds. We'll make the biggest, baddest prison we can possibly make. That way we can it'll be a little more fun to do. For me, honestly, it'll be a little more fun to do. So I'm recording this in 60 frames a second, like 720, 1080p quality. Most of my videos are pretty high quality. I do try to make them high quality, usually 60 frames a second, because I don't know, I like to make good quality videos, so it basically gives me a sense that I actually have production value. So as you can see, the water is running very fast, very smoothly, good water pressure. They're forgetting a few pipes here, but don't worry, they'll do them. Yep, here come the drains. Here's some electrical wire, and yeah. I won't try to make this one too long. Perfect. Now the place is perfectly supplied. So I will build the yard and the kitchen canteen, then I'll end the video, so it shouldn't be too long. So for the canteen, I want to make it out of brick. And I don't want to make it huge, because that would cost $5,000, so maybe, yeah, that's have to be 15 by 25. When you have limited funds, you try to be a little bit conservative with building size as far as some things go. Now, when you get to where you're making a lot of money and you have good funds, then you can hire some janitors and they'll hopefully some groundskeepers, and they'll hopefully clean this up. Just put a door right here, kind of in the center. I try to find the center of every building because I'm kind of a symmetrical person. Alright, so Alright, so what I'm going to do is I usually take just like the very back. Just do that. The reason I do that because that's the kitchen, and then the rest of this would be the canteen. and you'll see why I left such a big gap there. So we'll do the rooms, we'll do the kitchen right here, and we'll do the canteen right here. But the canteen's actually going to extend to this little 6 block here, and you'll see why. Because the serving table, I usually have it right here. So anyways, we get power to this place. Add another capacitor because we're not there yet, but I feel like if we add another capacitor, I have a little more of a safety net. So do that. They'll add that. Let's get utilities up. Like I said, you really try and have to be conservative with this, and this is actually pre-planned this or anything, but this is perfect to run a lot of new line. Perfect. Okay, so the kitchen you need I usually get 2 fridges. I usually get double of everything, just try, because for fridges I should probably get 3. And then for cookers you get 3 as well. I usually spend a lot on the kitchen, get 2 sinks. The sinks are cheap. For some odd reason, they're very cheap. Bins are cheap, I know that. So then the tables and the chairs are... Like I said, you run out of money fast, so you gotta somewhat consolidate. So try to start out small if you can't. Look, I have no idea. Alright, 28 grand left. So I have the kitchen and the canteens done. And I said I was gonna get the yard done as well, which is basically just a small thing of fence for me usually. So do this. 20 by 19, that's already 1. Wait. I know, but the yard requires actually you to have a... It seems kind of weird to put a door there, but the yard actually requires you to have a door. Okay, then I'll just put a few weight benches here and there. And we are good! So we're well on our way to getting our prison up and working. Oh, I'm probably going to put water there, which is very doable. So wait till that's done. Alright, so we're like I said, we're well on our way to making our prison. So we got the canteen and the kitchen done, we have the holding cell done, the yard done, and the shower done. So next episode we should get these things done and get our administration done and actually get some prisoners in here. So it should be fun. So anyways, let me just say this thing actually has no title screen, so I'm just going to have to end it. Yeah, just over. Make sure. I have to actually just end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching the first episode of Prison Architect. If you like this series, give it a like on this video, and then comment below whether you want me to continue, or maybe comment a game you want me to play, and then I will play it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.